The emotions on both sidelines. What would you expect? I mean, regional semifinal, when you're playing in November, of course emotions are going to run high. 7-point football game, 4:51 left. As we were away in break, John Nemec was saying, this is the one we got to get. Kent Roosevelt Rough Riders, as he was imploring that young man, Trayvon Chapman, and his offense. Let's find out. Chapman will run quarterback draw, and he got belted by Zach Smerzak. Smerzak, the leading tackler on this football team, and Ryan Cavanaugh right now, that big number 14, he's the difference maker. He changed that 13-13 tie with his 75-yard pick six for Aurora.
Switch the culture of the game offensively for Kent Roosevelt. Finally made the big play with Chapman, but more importantly, the score, and that is the deciding factor up to this point.
Second down and 8 now for Trayvon Chapman. Remember, he threw 2 fourth-quarter touchdown passes to Trey Thomas. He'll fire that strike. He's got Zach Janis inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. That in route for 18 yards and a first down. Chapman to Janis.
Well, Janis has not been targeted yet today, and Frank Civillo giving him a lot of cushion on the wide side there. The problem is they're in a cover 2, and the safety's playing 10, 12 yards off the ball. There is a huge open window there, and Chapman found Janis right in it.
Trayvon Chapman living for moments like this. Does he deliver? His first down throw is hauled in, caught by Trey Thomas, his 7th reception of the night. We a hit, 3:40 left with Kent Roosevelt on the move and down by 7.
That's a dangerous pass, very difficult to cover. You have Zach Quinn on the slot of Trey Thomas, and it's just a 5-and-out timing route, and Chapman is so accurate throwing that pass.
Aurora just rushing 3 with 8 in coverage, and that bubble screen almost got picked off, but the reason it did, intended for Zach Janis, that's going to be interference on Frank Civillo of Aurora. Wait a minute, Civillo is saying maybe not. Ooh, the Kent Roosevelt crowd right before us. Not in agreement with that. I thought it was going to be pass interference on Civillo, Ryan.
Yeah, what they tried to do is have Fortson block Civillo.
Yeah.
And then obviously have Zach Janis go right off that block, and Civillo was there to break it up. Behind the line of scrimmage was the pass.
It was great camera work too, guys. Excellent job, as you saw that Luther Fortson was indeed trying to free up Zach Janis.
Same set, same play.
On 3rd and 6, wheel route broken up out of that secondary. It was intended for Luther Fortson, and Jake McVay playing free safety broke it up. 4th down and 6, 3:16 left. Trayvon Chapman and Kent Roosevelt down by 7.
That play works when the safety comes up and bites on it, and Schmerziak sat back.
This crowd is alive. Chapman on the roll right. He's going to keep the football. Chapman first down. Diving to the 26. Football came loose. Aurora's got the turnover. Jake McVay on the turnover. Fumble recovery for Aurora's green men.
Trayvon Chapman makes a move here to get the extra yardage, but look how carelessly he's holding the football. He's got to put that ball away, but that's a helmet right on there. That's Frank Civillo coming up, putting his hat on the football, jarring it loose. Jake McVay picks it up. Another turnover impacting the game here, and Kent Roosevelt has been the story of the second half. 2 costly turnovers. We've got 3 timeouts, Michael, and they gotta get a stop now, and Coach Tinkler's telling his team that.
First down call to Zach Quinn. This may be the Kepler. Quinn with speed. See you later. Touchdown. Zach Quinn, 77 yards to the house.
That's one way to put the game away. 14th rushing touchdown of the season for Zach Quinn. He's been the guy getting the tough yards through the middle, in between the tackles. Kent Roosevelt loaded up, put 7, 8 guys on the line. That meant there was nobody at the linebacker of safety level. And once Quinn broke through that first line, he was off to the races. The big man got his get up and go. 73-yard touchdown. That may just put this game away, Michael.
Joey Melchiori has added the PAT, a 77-yard lightning bolt from Zach Quinn as the offensive ground game just continues to ring up oh so impressive numbers. Aurora's lead is 14. Had a 13-13 tie in the second half, but first it was the pick six of Aurora's Zach Smerzak, and now the 77-yard. I called it a lightning bolt, and that's what it is too. As Zach Quinn, a part of this just continuance of what is a just historical night running the football for the Aurora Green men. All of 14 of the points, by the way, off the turnovers here in the second half.
And only one offensive play. Smerzak had the 75-yard touchdown return. After Sevilla causes the fumble that McVay recovers first play, you call it a lightning bolt. That's a big lightning bolt running down the field in Zach Quinn. But the big boy could move.
Showed his speed, didn't he?
Sure did.
You know, he nice angle that was had by the cornerback, Robert Moore, the junior, Kent Roosevelt, but he wasn't able to catch Zach Quinn.
Quinn said, if I get this far, I'm taking it all the way.
Trey Thomas, they'll reverse it to Trayvon Chapman. Chapman's in a whole lot of trouble. Chapman's still alive. Trayvon Chapman has come free. Wow, what a return to the 43-yard line. However, we've got a flag inside the 10. They reversed that on the kickoff return. Trey Chapman probably ran about, I'd say 90 yards during the course of that entire return.
This is going to be a first down, Kent.
We were one penalty flag and one tackle away from a highlight for the ages. They reversed it to Chapman, and then Chapman reverses himself. I have not seen that. There it was. There was the block right at the end. And look at Chapman actually fumbled the ball to himself, and right about here he's running out of steam. But that was, you know, at this point, Coach Nemec's pulling out all the stops. You're down 2 scores. You got to get one on the board, and you got to get an onside kick.
They got Michael Bush, the junior offensive tackle. Here's a good look at John Nemec with his 222 career wins. He's been to the state playoffs 5 of the last 7 seasons. Started his career with 4 seasons at Wapakoneta on the west side of the state. Trayvon Chapman will hook up with Trey Thomas. Thomas got 8 yards. Let's go back and take a look at that touchdown drive summary. And Ryan Cavanaugh, it only took 1 play, but there's maybe the biggest play as a prelude to the drive. The Frank Savillo knock away of the football from Trayvon Chapman.
Yeah, and then 2 starts of the game. McVay recovers defensively, and then Quinn takes it 73 yards for that touchdown, which looks like might seal this victory.
Coming back live, that quick shot from Chapman, not handled by Luther Fortson as it falls incomplete, but that young sophomore, this young man is a sophomore, has had a real big night.
Yeah, this is the best game of the season for Luther so far, and you like to see that out of young guys, especially on the biggest stage, stepping up and making plays, and he's done that all night for Kent.
3rd down and 2. Chapman will gun that throw, and he's going to move the sticks with a first down as he was able to hook up with Zach Janis. Now let's check that. He got Brennan Boehner for the first time tonight. Boehner wears number 17. Boehner makes his first catch.
Well, he put that ball on a line to him, too.
Chapman will come right back to the sideline, and he'll hook up again as he was able to connect for the 2nd straight throw to Brennan Boehner. Boehner with 9 receptions on the year, does have a touchdown catch from that gentleman, Trayvon Chapman, who you'll see on Division I football stadiums next year, is a Pitt Panther. Chapman got away from pressure and threw it too tall for Trey Thomas.
Aurora clearly is in a dime type look, an umbrella coverage, keeping everything underneath him, and they're still able to get pressure as Trey Chapman right there had to elude a pass rusher, be able to get that ball off.
Bob Mahalik decided that he was going to put 8 in coverage for most of this football game and rush only 3, and ask his standout Zach Quinn to spy Trey Chapman. And while they haven't completely shut down, as we've got a flag on that false start.
5 yards. Still third down.
Haven't completely shut down Kent Roosevelt, but they've come up with big plays in the red zone to hold Trayvon Chapman to only the 1 touchdown throw.
And part of their defense was intended to take Trey Thomas out of the game. Let the other guys beat us, not the leading receiver, Trey Thomas. And outside of that 1 jump ball, they have limited him to quick strikeouts, receptions like that within 10 yards. They haven't let Trey Thomas make that big play that he's known for.
Zach Smearzak, the pick 6 interception guy, just broke up that throw intended for the tailback, Brandon Groves. This is going to bring up now 4th and 10, and this is going to be last opportunity time here for Trayvon Chapman and Kent Roosevelt. Got to pick it up here to have any hope, down by 14. And that's going to do it as Chapman's throw sails over the head, incomplete of Trey Thomas. And the celebration begins on that sideline of the Green Men of Aurora.
This score certainly will not be indicative of the hard-fought game going on here.
We'll be awarding our player of the game to you momentarily after this first down snap for the Green Men of Aurora, as John Nemec consoling his Rough Riders on his sideline. Zach Quinn with a call. Quinn will get dragged down after a short gain. Tonight's player of the game in this regional semifinal is brought to you by Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better. And Ryan Cavanaugh, Jake McVeigh had a special night for the Aurora Green Men.
Here he was doing it on the ground, and this really got things started. Gave Aurora the early lead, and also receiving, catching the football, making a lot of people miss. And of course, let's not forget about his contributions defensively, including the fumble recovery, which led to the long run by Zach Quinn, which sealed the victory. But great choice here. There were quite a few people you could have counted on from Aurora, but Jake McVeigh, great choice for player of the game.
Exceptional performance by Jake McVeigh, Zach Quinn, George Bolus, and the rest of this offensive unit, and of the defense as well. But this offensive unit that took over 300 yards on the ground on Kent Roosevelt tonight.
That's something for the offensive linemen to be proud of. Anytime you're able to run for 200 at 250, that's impressive. 300 plus yards, that means you did your job, big men.
This will be our final snap and kneel down of the night. A most impressive regional semifinal win, and let's go ahead and move on and book this one to that gentleman, Bob Mahalik, and his Aurora Green Men, state champions in 2008, have come up short in their pursuit of another one. They're going to the regional finals next week as Bob Mahalik and John Nemec congratulate one another following the 27-13 win.
A lot of respect out of those two coaches. Coach Mahalik talked about it. They've been longtime friends. When Coach Mahalik took the job, he actually went to Coach John Nemec, sat at the foot of the Legends learning tree, learned the craft. This is the first time they've had the opportunity to play each other.
48 minutes of regional semifinal football now in the books. The third seed moves on Aurora's Green Men with a 27-13 win over the number 2 seeded Rough Riders of Kent Roosevelt. Ryan, the thing about this one tonight, as billed, as advertised, the phenomenal skills of the Jake McVeys, the Zach Quinns, and Trey Thomas, and Trayvon Chapman, rather, and just one of the type of, you just love seeing this kind of offensive talent. Let's go down. We'll talk about that more. Let's join in with Amanda Turk as she stands by with Bob Mahalik. Amanda?
Thanks, Michael. Coach, the second half you guys started out really tough defensively and kind of set the tone for the rest of the game.
You know, our kids all week, all they heard was Trayvon Chapman show, and rightly so. He's a heck of a player. But we held them to 1 touchdown. So, you know, the defense won the game tonight. Last week our offense picked up our defense. This week it was the other way around. So hats off to Coach Worthy, our defensive coordinator. He did a great job in containing Chapman.
Now, what specifically worked for you in containing him?
We were giving him different looks, different pressures, and different coverages, you know, and mixing things up. Didn't want him to get comfortable in any one thing. So, again, our kids did a great job all week getting ready, and they went out and prepared tonight.
Now, offensively, you said at halftime that they were doing a good job of being able to stop your run game, but you kind of stuck with it the second half. Why was that?
That's what we do, you know, and we're going to do what we do, and we were able to wear them down and put it away at the end.
Coach, you have Chardon next week in the regional finals. How cool is that?
It's cool. We'll worry about them starting tomorrow.
All right, Coach, go celebrate.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Okay, Amanda, good work tonight down on the sidelines here at Hudson Memorial Stadium. All right, Ryan Cavanaugh, let's take a look at Region 5 here in Division 2. We've got seed number 3, Aurora, and seed number 4, Chardon, in that regional final next Friday night. Site will be determined over the weekend, but you know, something feels to us about this Aurora program that you know, they've got a shot to play 3 more weeks potentially.
Well, it certainly seems like it, but let's not sleep on Chardon. And for fans out there who like watching teams run the football, you've got Aurora, who we just saw hang 300 plus, and you've got the single wing of Chardon led by their quarterback TJ Beninati. That, my friends, is going to be a display of running the football.
Be a lot of fun. Chardon beats Kenston tonight, 34-15 in Mentor, and here in Hudson. Aurora behind that devastating ground game with a 27-13 win over Kent Roosevelt. We'll be back with more. Don't go away on Sports Time Ohio. Behind the devastatingly powerful ground game, the Green Men of Aurora move on. They've won their second here in the month of November and moving to the regional finals next week. Aurora beats Kent Roosevelt 27-13. Let's check in with Amanda Turk as she's with running back and free safety Jake McVeigh. Amanda?
Thanks, Michael. Jake, you got a little banged up in the first half. How are you feeling right now?
Real sore. I'm going to feel it tomorrow. They're a great team, and I'm going to feel it tomorrow. Real sore.
Now, you guys offensively got stuffed a little bit, but you had some really big gains, too. Tell me about some of the holes you saw out there.
Our line did great. They've been working hard all week, and we knew we were going to come into the game with a lot of power and smash it down their throat, and we're a smashing-off football team, and we proved it tonight.
Next week, you're playing regional finals against Chardon. What do you know about them, and are you excited?
All I know is they beat Kenston, and we play them next week.
All right, congratulations. Good luck next week and throughout the tournament. Guys, back to you.
All right, Amanda. Nice of you to be able to chat with Jake McVeigh, who, of course, was one of the explosive athletes, Ryan, that we saw. And McVeigh came up with that fumble recovery there after Frank Savillo got the football loose on Trayvon Chapman. And that was at 20-13 with about 3.5 left, and that pretty much sealed things tonight.
And it was when they were at the 30-yard line of Aurora. On that play, Trey Chapman had just got a first down. So you were looking at 1st and 10, marching into Aurora territory. Big hit by Seville. McVeigh recovers, and the rest, including that touchdown run by Quinn, is history.
Yeah, and the young man that will be a Toledo Rocket next year, who scored the game-winning touchdown in the first round last week as Aurora came back to beat New Philadelphia, had another exclamation point type of evening tonight. That, of course, is the 225-pound senior running back, linebacker, Zach Quinn.
Well, Quinn came in as the leading rusher, over 800 yards, and he did it again tonight with 152 yards rushing. And so many of them, we're going to remember the long touchdown run, Michael, but so many of them were that sort of thing, pounding between the tackles. When you needed a big play, you went to Zach Quinn. That was a huge third down conversion. And then here, this is just him showing off the speed. I may be 220 and hit like a truck, but I've got the speed to go with it. Let's not forget about his contributions on defense. They had him spying Trayvon Chapman. They had him out in front playing man-to-man on Trey Thomas. That's an impressive all-around performance by a big-time player.
You're rolling, Ryan Cavanaugh. Let's keep you at work. Our game summary shows the 14-point Aurora win with so many contributors.
Well, a big part of it, we knew about McVay running, Zach Quinn, the interception by Zach Smerzak. Trayvon Chapman, 237 yards. They forced him to throw it 45 times. The number you don't see on there, 62 yards rushing in the first half and only 19 in the second half. In the first half, that was such a big part of their offense. When they needed big plays, Chapman would run for the yards, and Aurora took that away in the second half.
The powerful run game of Aurora trumps the explosive pass game of Trayvon Chapman and Kent Roosevelt on this night in the Division II regional semifinals. And sometimes that's the best thing about having a night like
Ladies and
our
gentlemen,
man Zach Smerzak had tonight. All right, let's shift gears and send it over to Mentor and check in with Will Ewick, who stands by with head coach Mitch Hewitt of Chardon following the Chardon win over Kenston. Will, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Chardon victorious tonight, 34-15. I'm standing by with head coach Mitch Hewitt. Mitch, guys looked really good out there, ground and pound, working all night long. Even when they loaded the box, your run game still successful. What was the key to that?
Well, the nice thing is we got a senior laden offensive line, and we got a bunch of weapons. We don't have one player that we need to make our offense work. We got a bunch of players, and we just, like we told them all week, we have no superstars. We don't have Division I players, but we got a bunch of guys with a lot of heart that are going to play 48 minutes of hard football.
I know you want to enjoy this win, but it's either Kent Roosevelt or Aurora next. Where does this team go from now to get ready for that game?
Well, we're gonna enjoy tonight. I've been around the game long enough to know that wins like this don't happen often, so we're gonna enjoy tonight. Maybe half of tomorrow, and then we'll start reshifting our focus.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck to you. Chardon victorious, as I said, 34-15. Play the winner of your game. Back to you guys.
All right, Will Ewick, we appreciate that. Mitch Hewitt, congratulations. Excellent job with the Chardon program. And Michael Reghi, Ryan Cavanaugh, and Amanda Turk here at Hudson Memorial Stadium. And, yeah, the very potent and powerful run game beat the sometimes high wire act of the pass game tonight. But, you know, Ryan, again, I think with the way they play defense and the way they could keep the football away from the opposition, Aurora could be primed for a long run here in the state of November in Division II.
Well, in Ohio especially, you know how the weather gets, and this team is built to play in inclement weather, be it snow, rain, what have you. But with the big guys up front and their big defensive guys, especially Quinn and Smerzak, this is a team built to make a deep playoff run. I think you're absolutely correct about that.
All right, Ryan, and so we see it's, as you mentioned it earlier on, this if you like the ground game but in different styles of it, Chardon and Aurora is for you next Friday night in the regional final of D2.
Well, Coach Hewitt had an excellent run himself as a former Chardon player, and now he's leading them regional final. Two teams matching up different ways. We'll have TJ Beninati, George Bolus, two quarterbacks. Going to be a terrific matchup next Friday.
Continuance of what's turning out to be possibly magical years for Chardon and Aurora. Ryan Cavanaugh, great job, man.
Thank you very much,
Good
sir.
stuff. Special thanks tonight to both of the athletic departments at Aurora and Kent Roosevelt, and to both coaching staffs for all of their access as they provided to Ryan and yours truly this week. That's going to do it now for Ryan Cavanaugh and Amanda Turk, our producer Gene Winters, and our director John Scrata, Mike Pachter, who handled all the numbers of the truck, Jeff Gears, all of our terrific crew. I'm Michael Reghi. Hope you enjoyed it, everybody. Aurora with a 27-13 win over Kent Roosevelt. So long.